What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Zachary Reality. It is Zachary Reality, and today we're joined by a lovely guest, Steph with the deets. You may know her from TikTok. She's always giving the rundown, giving the tea. Steph, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm so excited to chat with you and get to know you a little bit better and talk about the Mormons, because obviously we're going to talk about the secret lives of Mormon wives. It was such a good season, right?
It was an amazing season.
There's so much like juice to talk about, and like all the podcasts coming out and the girls are not
Yes.
talking. Did you see yesterday Michaela and Macy had a baby shower and Demi was there?
Yeah, so I have a theory on that.
Do
Do you want to
tell.
hear now? Okay, so I was just watching the Vile Files with Layla and Macy, and they said on it so when they were there, when they filmed the Vile Files, that was a few weeks back when they were in LA, and they said at that time Demi was not filming season 3. She had yet to film season 3 with them. They had all
Mm.
been filming, like they did Stagecoach and whatnot, and obviously the baby shower definitely seems like it was for the show because based also on that podcast and all the podcasts we've seen, it seems like no one's really that close with Demi or even Whitney, and they were both there. So I would definitely assume it's for the show. And I
Absolutely.
think so. I would guess like she either will only like when it's if it's season 3, because some people say there's season 2, but like continuing like episodes 10 to 20 or season 3, whatever you want to call it. I think Demi either will not be in the first few episodes, or it would be more just like her and Brett and not really hanging out with the ladies. Maybe I don't know, because some of the ladies might think she didn't film, but it could have been like a one-off type of thing,
For
in my
sure.
opinion.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen that on other shows. Like, if you're not getting
Mhm.
along with other people, you can just film your own scenes and then, or with one other person. It seems like she's on good terms with Whitney, but it's
Yeah.
interesting how she's going to interact with these girls if she's not on speaking terms with like half of them. And I wonder if Demi will watch season 2 and think differently, because at this point, from when the last time we heard from her, she wasn't changing her tune about how she felt, but maybe watching it back, reflecting, could bring her down to earth a little bit. What do you think? Is that possible?
So, I mean, I would say I would hope so. But then
Mhm.
again, I mean, like you have Whitney who also watched herself back, and I didn't get much of like, oh, she really reflected on it, because I mean, Macy literally asked her like, did you regret not coming to my event? Your best friend's
And she had
event.
to Google the word regret. Like,
Regret.
come
Yeah,
on.
I'm like, okay, like you are smart, Whitney. Like she's not dumb. Whitney's very smart, and I think
Mhm.
she's very smart where she looks at that show as a job. I think like she doesn't look at those
Mhm.
people. And she said it. She called them coworkers on a recent podcast or a recent interview.
Mhm.
But with Demi, so Layla said that she has had conversations with Demi where she was hoping like she would get some regret or whatnot, but so far like there's none of that. So I would hope that someone can reflect and like be like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Oh, that was really wrong. But when it comes to the Mormon wives, I don't have like the highest hopes.
Well, they all did the Vile Files thing like a few weeks ago. So we're so much has possibly
So
changed in the last
much.
few weeks that we don't know, because they have now seen the episodes. But we know that Demi was at the baby shower, and I believe she's cordial with Macy and Michaela, who are more like level-headed. Like, her real beef is
Yeah.
obviously with Taylor and with Jesse.
Yeah, well, Miss Macy said like I think it was back in February she had invited Demi to her birthday. So like at that time they're good. I don't think she ever felt maybe as betrayed by Demi because it's not like Demi went after her, but a lot of the girls just felt like if you could do that to Jesse, especially your best friend, like why would I want a friend like that? Which I mean, who wouldn't think that? But I think like Macy and Michaela, obviously it's their baby showers. Yeah, they would invite them probably. And I mean, I do think a lot of it like with Macy and Michaela, I think they'll do like if the producers tell them like you got to invite someone, and I think they would be fine with it since they're not really on bad terms with her. But I'm just curious how season 3 will go because I don't think it will be enjoyable if it's just like Whitney and Demi and then everyone else, and then sometimes they come together. Like there has to be either, in my opinion, either like interact all together or maybe leave, but I don't think they're gonna leave the show. I mean, I've heard rumors of that, but even
Mhm.
one of the I think it was Michaela and Jesse were like, "Oh, Brett and Demi always make it seem that way. That's not gonna happen." So
Yeah.
I'm curious to see because I don't think Jesse and Demi will ever come back to like whatever they were. But I think Jesse's very professional, where she even said like she would film with anyone. It's for the show, obviously.
If they are still going to stay on this show together, they're going to have to get along or at least communicate. You can't ignore the
Yeah.
whole season. Otherwise, you end up like Lisa Vanderpump and Beverly Hills
Yeah.
Housewives, and she just left. But let's talk about Jesse, because this huge revelation that Marciano came on to the finale and said that he slept with Jesse. And it was more of an affair. After seeing Jesse on the Vile Files, it sounds like there was some trouble in their relationship between Jordan and Jesse, where maybe Jordan even stepped out first. Do you have any theories on the timeline, and when do you think we're going to find out the truth?
So my theory is, after hearing Jesse on the Vile Files, I 1000% think something happened. Like Jordan did something first, and then
Hmm.
I think they had a little bit of a separation. She went to Italy, went to Vanderpump Villa, whatever. I don't think Jesse did anything at Vanderpump Villa. Maybe it happened afterwards, because I did see her and Marciano like hanging out. I think with Sheena in LA one time,
Hmm.
and maybe something happened between them then. And I mean, if that's the case, and she was separated, I mean, go for it. She's fine, but I think they're trying to make it seem like it's an affair. I think Demi and Marciano, I think there was, I'm not saying they did anything together, was there flirtation, were there flirty texts? After watching the Vile Files today with Layla and Macy, they even said, if my husband saw the text between Demi and Marciano, I would think that he would be like a bit like, what's going on? And maybe just like leave the marriage, was basically what they were hinting at.
Hmm.
So I think Demi used Jesse. She probably knew that Jesse and Marciano got together, which I think we will find out about probably in season 3. I think there's gonna be a lot more Jordan and Jesse, and maybe we'll see them trying to build whatever happened, and then they'll be reflecting
Hmm.
on what happened in the past. And I think Demi took that opportunity to throw Jesse under the bus to cover herself.
Do you really think Demi would go that low?
Yeah.
I mean, like, this is a new low. I think it's like if Demi has her hands dirty in the Marciano of it all, because also it's like Marciano is so shady if he's
My God,
lying.
so
Like that
shady.
is so wrong. Like what chokehold does Demi have on you
I
if she's behind this?
I think Marciano is fine with being like the one getting caught in lies, because I just think he wants attention. He
He
just
just wants
wants
to be on
clout.
TV.
Yeah, like he's just so, oh my God, I think he's so cringe. I really don't even know who would want to get with him, but I mean, to each their own.
Mm,
But I really think, and after I just listened to the Vile Files with Macy and Layla, Macy said that when they had signed up for the pilot, it was her, Michaela, Whitney, and Taylor. Those were like
mm,
the core. And so right when the pilot, they signed up for it, people found out about it. Demi had like messaged Michaela and Macy, and she wanted to like get close with them. The first time they hung out with her at like someone's house, she was like, I need to get on that show. Like that was what she wanted. And then they were a little skeptical, like, oh, like she'll do anything to get on the show. Like, what's going on with that? So I think to me, I think the show to her, like it just, everything that's honestly been revealed just shows how money hungry and fame hungry she is. Which I mean, to each their own, but like, don't go on the Vile Files and say, no, I'm just doing this for a better lifestyle for my family. When it's, she's showing, like, she literally said she would want to have, like, she would do an affair with Dakota just for a storyline. And I know, so Brett was in the comment sections,
I saw that.
yeah, like, oh no, like that was just a joke. And I also hate when people get caught saying something and they're like, no, no, I was just joking, when they weren't joking. Like, I think it's obvious that she would do anything to either be the villain or be like the queen bee. And I think she couldn't get queen bee, so she went for villain.
It was just like it was a crazy demise of Demi. She really went wrong just trying to take down Taylor and
Yep.
burning every bridge one at a time. I'm gonna hold out hope that she's not involved, but obviously the teaser did show Jesse denying it, Jordan saying this is Demi's fault. Allegedly, Jordan went to Brett with some receipts. So I don't know how Demi's gonna get out of this, but I'm
Well,
sure she'll say something.
Layla said that Jordan did go to Brett with like evidence, it sounded like, and it's like no matter what you showed Brett, he's like, no, no, like he's on Demi's side. So there's really like sometimes like you could show someone literally the truth in front of their face, but if they don't want to see it, they're not gonna see it. I that makes me a little curious about like Brett and Demi, and I feel like we don't really know the relationship. Even the girls on the Wild File said like they don't really know them as well either. And I think that's very interesting, because I don't think you're really getting um the truth from their side. I think they're like, it's to them it's like acting, like, oh, we're gonna put on a show, which I don't like when people start doing that with reality TV, because they could literally ruin a show. So I'm not a fan of that.
Right, but I do love how they're, like, breaking the fourth wall with talking about
Yes.
contract negotiations and, like, who wants what for what brand deal, and I think they do a really good job at just being honest
Hmm.
because it just allows us to connect with them more and just get the reality of what they're fighting about, so there is a lot of realness, even though they're
Yes.
talking about, like, fake scenarios. Them exposing fake scenarios makes them
Exactly.
more real, so it's confusing, but I do wanna ask, because obviously you cover so many reality shows and you cover Taylor Swift and Blake Lively and all that. What about the Mormon wives got you so excited? Because you're really up in there, so much so that you were in 2 episodes of the show.
Well, honestly, like, I think it's when I was like not even I wasn't even doing TikTok a lot at this time, but I think some of my first videos that got a lot of traction was about like the whole swinging situation.
Mhm,
I didn't know who any of these people were. I saw Taylor like come across my For You page with Miranda and Camille, where she would pretend like those were her daughters, and I was just
mhm.
always like, "What's up with this girl?" Like, she would say she's 50 years old, and people would be like, "What's your skincare routine?" I'm like, "Guys, she's not 50." But anyways, then I heard them talking. I saw that live video she did when she came out and said like we were all swinging, and I was like,
Mhm,
what? And it was just so like crazy to me. That's why I was like, I gotta talk about this. And ever since then, I mean, I have been saying for like years, before they announced the show, like if they do not do a show, that is a missed opportunity. Like this is reality TV gold. Like I
mhm,
would watch this. So when they finally decided to do a show, I was like, okay, finally. Like I've been saying this.
mhm,
So yeah, I just kept covering it. And then like a lot of them, like Taylor started following me like way before the show came out. And Dakota, because I was the one that kind of like not outed their relationship, but I found out who Dakota was and whatnot.
mhm.
So I always like saw their videos, and I just think they're like great entertainment. So why
For
not?
sure. I mean, yeah, it's no secret. A lot of the Mormons have been commenting on your videos, and you really helped like narrate and tell the story on the show. I mean, do you ever feel like you're a spokesperson for the Mormon show in a way? Because you're helping tell people on social media. You have such a big following. Like you're helping say the truth, and like just let everyone know what's going on.
It's honestly crazy because I don't feel like that's what I'm doing. I get like I mean that's how it comes across. Obviously, I just really like to like talk about what like I like to show people what's happening. Like there's so much in the comment sections, whether it's mine or other people's. Like you'll get so much tea about the Mormon wives from the comment sections,
Mhm,
and then I'll give my opinion on it. And a lot of times, like I will say like I have not been wrong. Like I used to, people would always be like how could you like Taylor? And it's not like I never agreed with what Taylor did because like I found it crazy like when I heard the
mhm,
story, but I always liked that Taylor. I always felt like I would get the truth from her. She's very honest. Like she's very like forthcoming with whatever happened. And I mean, I think people see that now. Like it's been 2 seasons and Taylor's story never changed. Like even when Miranda came on, like we learned like even more truths about stuff. So to me, I just think like I don't know. I guess I have a good read on people at the end of the day and kind of like
mhm.
comes out that way. But I'm glad I could help narrate some of their stories, just here to
I
help.
mean, yeah, and you have no problem sharing your opinion. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like you're so brutally honest, which is probably
Yes.
what connected so many people to want to follow you because like you just give your opinion. Do you ever worry about like pissing people off or people not liking you
Um,
for being so
I
brutally honest?
I mean, I think like this comes down to like my whole life. I've always been a pretty like brutally honest person. Not even meaning, like just it comes out of my mouth. But and I never will want to do it in a mean way. A lot of times I don't think I'm mean. Some people might think I am, but I can't help but give my opinion. And then the thing is if people don't agree, like in my comment section, I'm always like, hey, like to each their own. Like we're all gonna have different opinions. That's what makes the world go round. If we all thought the same, how boring would that be? If we all thought the same, we would all like the same people on a show. Like it wouldn't work. So
Mhm.
I think my following at least like have gotten used to like she's gonna say what she's thinking. And I
Yeah.
think like I mean, I think I like to hear other people's perspectives as well because it gets like a conversation going. So to
Mhm.
me, I don't think it's bad, but I mean, you would have to ask the other people on like the receiving end.
Fair enough. Well, I was gonna ask, like, I know you live in New York,
Yeah,
and I told you, I'm like, you need to come to LA and
I
come to
know.
an influencer event. Have you ever met any reality stars that you follow or talk about in person?
I have not met anyone I'm trying to think. I don't think I've met anyone in person, but I mean, I would not like. I live in upstate New York, so none of them would be here. It would be a little weird if they were, honestly. But yeah, I haven't met any of them. And then I think about it, I'm like, I almost sometimes like that there's no like meeting because like I am giving my opinion. I also wouldn't like if I met them in person. I think it would be totally fine. I mean, I think they should be used to like if you're putting your life out there. I mean, people are going to give their thoughts on it. It is what it is.
For
But I
sure.
mean, I've talked to a lot of them like via messenger, like TikTok Messenger and whatnot. But no, I haven't met anyone in person. I would love to like go to an event. I always say like I should probably like go to LA like for a week and I can go to events and whatnot and pack them in. But
Yeah.
yeah, it'd be fun.
It is different. I'll tell you, as someone who like does meet and interview them, it's so different. Like watching them on
Yeah.
TV, I try and always like separate it. Like if I don't like you on TV, I'm still gonna be very nice to you when I see you and like treat you like I've never met you before and
No,
kind of like
you're so
micro.
good at it. And I would say if I probably like was meeting a lot of these people like you, I would want I don't think I I don't know if my opinion would come out as like as much as it does. So I do think, but I think you're really good at it. Like, so I applaud you for that. Because
No, and
like,
it makes you really genuine because you don't have any bias, you know?
yeah,
Like
exactly.
I really liked Demi. I spent like a lot of hours with her and I noticed that the girls weren't talking to her. So I like went out of my way to be a friend
Yeah.
to her that day because I felt like she needed it and I was happy to support her because I wasn't involved. It's not my fight. But of course, after watching the show, I'm like, girl, like what's going on? Like what happens? Like so
What happened? It's
it is
crazy.
you have to just like separate, but I would love to see you like evolve in your career and maybe do some interviews or meet people. So how did you get into content in the first place?
I mean, the way I got into content, I honestly just like I had my TikTok set up like before. Like I remember setting it up during like COVID, but I never. It
Mhm.
was just to like scroll on it. You know, I didn't post anything. I didn't post anything till I would say like 2.5 years ago is when when the soft swinging thing came out is when I like started posting videos. But at that time, it wasn't even like I wouldn't post every day. Like it was nothing like that. I wasn't monetizing at all. I didn't even know how to monetize on TikTok. Like I was really late to the game. I would do it as a hobby. And then it was like a year ago, I want to say, or a year and a half ago. The last year and a half, I used to work in corporate and like I worked for tech, but it was like tech sourcing and human resources. And if you guys know anything, tech went through like the most layoffs ever. And I worked for pretty big companies that went through layoffs. So I was one of the first people to go because I would source tech
Mm,
people. And then I was like, I am not going to go get another job and get laid off again because that's really going to just like hit my ego really badly. So let me try doing content full time. And honestly, like TikTok is my main source of monetization and I do pretty
mhm,
well on it, I would say. But then I just I mean, I would say like I made what I would make like at my corporate job within the year. So I was like, oh, that's pretty good. Let me keep going. I just signed with like a talent company. I had a talent company before. I will not lie, it was one of the worst experiences of my life. So it took me a year to even like want to accept or talk to anyone else. I just signed with someone and like they're more it's much more professional, I would say. And they're in talks of like you would come to LA, like you can go to events and like stuff like that. So that would be more up my alley, I think. I mean, I think after I do the first event, I'll really know how I
mhm,
feel about that. But yeah, I mean, I think it's cool. I always loved pop culture. Like when I was younger and I wanted to be like a reporter for E News, that was my goal. I never did that. I
mhm,
worked in corporate for like most of my life. But I was like, that's who I want to be, you know, like Ryan Seacrest on E News and whatnot. So I would
mhm.
always keep up with everything. So like honestly, talking about it on TikTok doesn't even seem like a job. It's just like a hobby to me.
Right, but it's become your job too. So it's
Yeah,
both.
exactly.
And that's what's so exciting. And like this job did not exist multiple years ago. So
Exactly.
it's fun to just like follow people online. It is the best way to get the news, to talk about your
Yeah.
favorite shows with people. What other topics do you love talking about besides the Mormons on your TikTok right now?
Like one of the biggest ones is the whole Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni, you know, legal war. That's a hot topic. It's very
Mhm,
like to me, I mean, I'm not always into like the legal stuff, you know, but when it's like actors I know of and there's so many like Taylor Swift was involved,
mm,
it's just like so juicy, you know, and I know these are real people's lives. And also like I think when it comes to the legal stuff, it's good to obviously do your research. There's also different opinions on it because
mhm.
it's something that you're watching for like years come out. You know, we're not getting a trial if it even goes to trial still. I don't know what's going to happen, but it's not until 2026. So, but the fact that there's still like news coming out every day about this is crazy to me. I'm like, this is just wild.
Yeah,
Um,
and if you talk about anything legal, like you want your facts to be so much more crystal clear
exactly.
than like a cheating rumor on a reality show. So what is
Exactly.
your hottest take to kind of sum it up without getting into too much detail on this legal drama with Ryan Blake and Justin Baldoni?
I think I think if you do your research and look at both sides and like read through like literally the lawsuits and the evidence, it is just so clear based on the evidence that has been presented thus far that on Blake Lively's side, like there are just so many lies. Like it just doesn't make sense. There's no evidence coming out on her side. They keep saying like, oh, it's coming. And I just think Justin Baldoni has handled this the way it should be handled. I think they didn't expect him to fight back. I think they thought because they were much more like powerful in Hollywood, he wouldn't fight back. But I think he did fight back. He did it well. He had the evidence to present. And I think now, especially now that Taylor Swift is no longer subpoenaed, it just
Mhm.
proves so many lies on Blake Lively's part that I think because maybe she had some of the public perception like fooled, but now I don't really know how anyone can still sit here and be like, yeah, I believe Blake Lively.
Right. Another big announcement in pop culture today was Alex Earl joining Dancing with the Stars. This is the second person to be announced. Robert Irwin was the first. I love this slow rollout, but I also think they should maybe hold a big chunk before and then because it's fun on
Yeah.
cast announcement day. I also love when they like have paparazzi going to the studio and they're like hiding under umbrellas and
Yes.
masks. But do you have any feelings about Alex Earl joining the cast?
So I thought Alex Earl would join last year. I was surprised she didn't because like Alex is a huge influencer, obviously. I think she's a great pick, like very smart on there. I'm surprised this is one of the people they put out early because like this is a
Hmm.
big personality. But I think a lot of people will want to watch her. I think she will do a pretty good job. I mean, she does like TikTok dances, but she did say she has a background in like competitive dance. And I know there's some people that don't like the whole people that have background in dance and whatnot, but I mean, I don't think she's like a professional dancer by any means, but I think it'll be fun to watch her. I would love to see her with Ezra. I think they'd make a great
Hmm.
pair and they make really good TikToks together. But I'm excited, like knowing that Alex is on it and Robert Irwin, like two really good picks. I'm actually excited to watch the season. Sometimes I'm not excited because sometimes I don't know who the people are.
Right, but now it's getting better and better, and I think fans are just more connected to the dancers and the cast. They always have it stacked, so I think it's going to be really good because we're off to such a hot start. I hope Alex is partners with Ezra as well because we're not going to put her with Gleb or like one of the
Yeah,
older
no.
dancers. She's so young, so I hope Ezra is with Alex and then Riley is with Robert Irwin.
Yes, agreed. Agreed.
Absolutely. Any other shows you're watching right now on reality TV? Like, what are you watching? The Valley,
Um,
Summer House.
Okay, so Summer House, I need to catch up on like the last two episodes. I like to save shows for like when I go to the gym, so I have
Mm.
something to watch while I'm like doing cardio. And I've been preoccupied with the Mormon wives as of late, so I love Summer House. I actually said like, has anyone from Summer House ever been on Dancing with the Stars?
No, they would have to put on Paige DeSorbo. I feel like she's the biggest
That's
name.
that's what I want. I want Paige on it. I love Paige, and
Mm,
Paige is from my hometown, and I just feel
mm,
really connected to her, so I would love to see her on there. But anyways,
mm,
so I've been watching Summer House. The Valley. Everyone told me I should watch it this season because I tried last season and I could not get into it. I don't know what it was, but I heard this season's better, and I need a show now that Secret Lives of Mormon Wives is done with for me. So I think
mhm.
that's my next watch.
Did you finish Mormon Wives?
Yes, I finally finished.
So, how long is Jessie gonna have to stay silent? Because obviously, it's not up to her. She wishes she could talk.
I
I
know.
I think there's gonna be a reunion, just like Vanderpump Villa announced it a few weeks after. Like, I have high hopes that there was a reunion, and that it's gonna happen like next week or the week after, and then we'll get the next season in the fall.
So I've heard so many different things. Like a lot of people are saying that there is a continuation to season 2. Like there are 10 more episodes. If you go on IMDb, it does
Mhm,
show 20 episodes for season 2. I don't know how accurate that is. I
mm,
mean, I have no idea. I don't even really know the logistics to IMDb, but anyways,
right.
so if that's the case, I would wonder if they would do a reunion. I mean, cuz obviously then we're only halfway through the season. Um but let's say that this is the end. Like the 10 episodes of season 2 and we're getting a season 3. I think if they do not do a reunion, that is such a missed opportunity because right now I
Yes.
feel like the dynamics have completely changed. And I also think if they do a reunion, I said this in one of my videos today because Layla was saying, I think Layla said it and Hannah said it from Vanderpump Villa when she did a podcast that the conversation between Demi and Marciano that was shown on TV was really shortened. Like it was hours long, and everyone was like kept looking back at them like they're still talking. So there's
Mhm.
so much footage we haven't seen, and you know how sometimes they'll show us footage at a reunion that they didn't think they had or wasn't shown, and that like gives a lot more context. That's what they should do. But if they
Should
do not have a reunion, I will be so pissed off.
No, they literally need one. I don't think it's fair to Jessie's livelihood that she can't admit that she didn't cheat on her husband for that much longer.
Exactly.
Like, what the hell? But do you think Marciano showed up to this reunion if there is one? Do you think he should show up? Is he welcome to get there? Could there be a fight? Like, I feel like Brett is just ready to get in someone's face.
That's why I'm confused. So Brett, like when Demi went to Brett and said he put hands on me, and with the Chase, he ran down there, and now like we're hearing that Jordan is showing him like actual evidence of text messages between Demi and Marciano, but he's like, no, 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 I believed in me. So I'm like so confused, like which one is like which
Mhm.
husband are you? Like, is it different for like what's shown on TV versus like behind the scenes? I don't know, but I also think. like I don't want to give Marciano any more screen time. That's so because that's what he wants. I'm like, yeah, he can go to the reunion, but I would actually want him there to explain why would you make a post like aimed at Demi like this was, and then you come on the show and be like, no, it was actually Jesse and it was a full on
Yes.
affair. Like it makes no sense.
I know. I hope he's there too to explain what's going on. Like I'm
Yeah,
dying to know. Some of this seems like fabricated for TV, but I
right.
also feel like with these people, like they really just are so messy. And
They're so messy.
I heard Nick saying that like he talked to a producer and they're like, we'll give you guys a break when you stop fighting, but everyone's fighting so much. There's so much drama. We just can't help but cover the show. And that's kind of the
True.
state of the Mormons right now is every day it's something.
Every day. But I also think, like when it comes to the Marciano, Demi, and Jesse situation, I do think some is fabricated. But I think it's fabricated from Demi and Marciano's side. Some I think they're trying to
Mhm.
make it seem like it was an affair. I feel like we're all gonna learn it was not an affair. We'll learn about the whole Jordan situation. Because when Nick said on the YF files, like I've heard things about Jordan, and Jessie was like, yeah, like I bet you have. Like she didn't say no, no, no. Like she was very honest by the way you could see, like she didn't say much, but with her facial expressions and what she did say, like there's something going on there.
Yeah, Jesse's really good at answering questions without
So
answering
good.
questions. She's so media trained. Who is your favorite husband on the show? Is there anyone that you would actually like want to be friendly with?
So I mean, I think like my favorite husband would have to be the ones that are like least problematic. Because I think when it comes to a husband, I don't like to see them in the drama as much. Like I actually want to see you like supporting your wife, but also supporting her and just like her, not so much like want to know what's going on between you and whoever. And I feel
Mm,
like Jacob Neely, Macy's husband, as well
mhm,
as Michaela's husband, but like Jacob and Macy, I feel like they're just so cute.
mm.
And I just feel like he's there to support her. He doesn't really care too much about the drama. Um, and
That's
you
a
know
good
what?
answer.
Yeah. So I mean, but when it comes to drama, I guess I mean I think I was surprised this season with Zach,
Mhm,
Zach Affleck, because I actually expected to not like. I feel like he was quite redeeming in a way. Like you understood him more. I do feel like he could definitely have a comeback, like as well as Jen. I don't think Jen has too much to come back from. I do know like she was caught in lies the past season,
mhm.
but I do think like they can come back together and like be stronger. I would hope to see that because I mean they are a growing family and like I would never want to see them like be worse at all. But I do
Yeah.
think like they can have a comeback together.
It
So
was really
hopefully,
it was actually heartbreaking to see, like,
so
them,
heartbreaking.
have the pregnancy test and just be like, "Wow, we have so much to figure out," but maybe
Yeah,
it's actually what got them together and forced them to fix their issues because I feel like they made a lot of progress from last season, and then, like,
agreed.
it was kind of reverted back because of the show and other people putting them in uncomfortable
Yes,
situations where Jen is a people pleaser, she's not communicating fully, and I feel like Zach took accountability this season, and he did a 180. I like that he cut his hair. I'm kinda here
yes,
for
yes.
Zach now. Like, I remember hating him season 1 and, like,
Me
I
too.
actually like him now.
I did my rating for Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, and I did a rating last year. I don't remember
Mhm.
my exact rating last year,
Mhm.
but I'm pretty sure he was like number 10 on it. And this year on my rating, I think he was number 7. And he
Mm.
commented on it saying, like, oh, like he's doing better this year. I'm like, yeah, good job. My
See?
rating was, it was actually crazy because last year my rating, my number one was Demi. And everyone was
Mm.
surprised that I put it before Taylor because, like, Taylor last season, like she was pregnant, she was kind of in the drama, but
Mhm.
not as much. Like she was much more calm last season. I love Taylor season 2. Like she brought it, which I love to see.
I liked Taylor too this season because I feel like she calls everyone out on her shit, and, like,
Exactly.
she really is just looking for the truth,
Yeah. And
and,
I feel
like
like, and she takes accountability, which I don't think she has. Like she knows, like she's like, yeah, like I've messed up, yeah, whatnot. Like it's kind of part of who she is, and she's healing, growing. But I mean, just to see like Demi's downfall, like Demi was my favorite.
Mhm.
This rating this season, she was at number 10, and I'm like, this is just such a fall from grace. It's so bad.
It's so bad. What do you wanna see from Jen, though, next season? I think for me, I want her to be very crystal clear and say, "I am not related to the Afflecks, and it was a lie,"
Yes.
and
I
that's
don't
it.
know why we're like I thought this was done and over with. Like we all knew it was a lie. Like I don't know why she's still like, well, they told me years ago, like, okay, Jen, I maybe you really want to be related to them, but you're not. Like Ben Affleck does not know who you people are. He's probably like, who's talking about me? Like, who are these people? Yeah, I just don't. I hope she could be like, okay, I am not related to Ben Affleck, and I just want to see her like be her own person because I feel like we did start seeing that. Like she wasn't in the
Mhm.
season as much, but I feel like I love that she actually took the time away from the show to like go and figure out what's going on with her, go and heal, because that it's just such a real storyline. And I would actually love to hear her like talk more about that to people, because I feel like there's so many people that actually deal with that, especially like whether it's like prenatal or postpartum depression. So
Hmm.
I'm excited for Jen for like next season. I think we're gonna see a lot more of like Jen and who she is, and I hope she doesn't try to people please. She should just be herself.
I agree. I think she has a lot of potential and growing to do. And we saw some growth. I hope we see more. As far as Whitney, like, she didn't piss me off this season. I felt like she was just like there and chilling. A few
I think
times
she
she
played it
inserted
safe.
herself.
I think she played
Yeah.
it safe, but I think Whitney did it on purpose. I think she knew, like, obviously she wanted back in Mom Talk. I don't
Mm.
really get that though. Like, I want back in Mom Talk. Like, you're in Mom Talk, you're literally filming. But anyways,
Right.
I think she played it real safe up until the end when it just pissed me off so much. Like, I'm like, Taylor's the only one that voted for Whitney to come back into Mom Talk, and the moment she can turn on Taylor. Like she did it like that. Like it took. Like I'm like, wow, you were waiting for this. I just think like there are some people that don't like Taylor, and I think a lot of it's maybe envious, like jealousy, which in a way, like I get okay, like Taylor started, but Taylor even said like she hates when people keep saying like if it weren't for her, because she knows how some of the girls hate that, but it's the truth. If it weren't for Taylor and Taylor doing what she did and like bringing it online, there would be no show. That's the truth. But I do think like as a like Mormon wife, a lot of them can go on the show and just like show who they are and be their own person. Like you're gonna evolve from that. While you can be grateful, like obviously you have a show because of Taylor, but you don't need to hate someone for that. Like the jealousy is too much, I think, between some of them. But I think if Whitney and Demi are the like if they just stick together, like how it kind of seems like it's been going. I think we'll see a lot more of Whitney's true colors, because I think right now I wouldn't even call Whitney and Demi true friends, because they literally are friends because they had a common enemy. But I mean, if they're friends now, to each their own. But if it's just them next season and like the scenes with them, I will get a lot more of their real thoughts, I guess.
No, for sure. I guess we'll see how all the friendships evolve. But I also think Michaela was a little ruthless with Whitney this season, and she kind of explained why and on the Vial
Yeah.
Files, which made sense. But it was like Whitney was literally breastfeeding, like with her baby, and Michaela is voting her out of Mom Talk. Like this is Survivor. Like everyone's raise your hand, who's in, who's out. It's just so crazy. What do you think about the truth box? Like who do you think
Okay.
writes those questions?
So, well, Macy said that
She
today on the
did say
Bio
that.
Files. She said that she wrote the question about did you regret not going to the baby mama event? Because her and Whitney had a discussion like off camera, and Whitney wanted like a redemption. She wrote that question so she could like redeem herself. And then she goes, "No, I didn't regret it." And she's like, "Wait, what? Like, what is going on?" I think the truth box, like, it definitely brings drama. So I'm not gonna like keep it. Definitely don't get rid of it. But it's also like I almost wish these people didn't need a truth box and they could just like be honest to each other. Like if this is a real genuine friendship, you should be able to like ask. I know they're tough questions sometimes for people, but I mean, if they want to keep the truth box to like bring
It's fun.
drama, yeah, it's totally fine with me.
I'm gonna start having a truth box with my friends on a Friday night. Everyone just come
There you go.
over, bringing out a truth box. Another thing I found interesting was Layla's pregnancy test revealed. Like where they all put their pregnancy test in a bowl anonymously. Obviously, it was so heartwarming, heart-wrenching for Demi, who wants to have a baby and has been struggling with infertility. But do you think this is a good idea? Should groups of friends do this? With
I thought that was like the like honestly, I thought it was very distasteful, like from the shows, but like I just wasn't. I was like, okay, like someone's having infertility issues. This is not what you should be doing, because
yeah,
like that's the one time I felt really bad for Demi, honestly. But I will say, because Layla said on an interview, like that wasn't her idea.
of
Like, so
course.
that was production. Like they wanted to
Mhm.
push it. Either they wanted it so Macy and Michaela can like reveal their pregnancy, or they just wanted to stir up the drama because they know it'd be hard on Demi. Maybe they wanted like emotions to be evoked from Demi that they haven't seen. Because I feel like Demi is very guarded with her emotions. Like she'll show like anger easily to people, but like you
Mm.
don't see the soft side to her. So that's why some people like I've heard some people say like Layla's a production plant. However, Layla has actually been friends with like the Mom Talk people. I remember seeing her years prior in videos with Taylor. Like so she has been part of that group.
Layla is really good at moving story along, though. Like, even showing the
Listen.
text to Taylor, like, that was amping her
Yes.
up. Also, getting the tea from Marciano. Like, Layla is like the bone collector. She will get the tea. And maybe it was ruthless to Demi, but it also did show that soft side of her, which maybe we were
Exactly.
lacking. And it made us see other layers to her because she is so hard. She has such a hard shell, and she was really defensive all season. So it was, even though it was horrible, it was nice to see the softer side of her and the more vulnerable side.
Yeah, because honestly, if there wasn't that scene, like that was the one scene where I was like, okay, like I feel really bad for her. If that scene didn't happen, I would have never like had that emotion towards me. But I think, like I get why they put that in there, and it was like good drama. But I do think, like when it comes to pregnancy, I think they should be a little more like it's such a hard topic. Like, imagine
Mhm.
like you like are having infertility issues, and then they're like, yeah, let's all take pregnancy tests. Like anyone would be like, no, I don't want to do this.
It would have
So
worked out
yeah,
better. It would have worked out better if she wasn't having infertility. But then it's like you never know who's having infertility and not sharing it. So it's probably a bad idea, but it could have been cute to announce your
yeah.
pregnancy that way. And it's perfect for Michaela and Macy because they're besties and they're having
Yeah.
twin girls the same month.
I know. So
It's cute.
cute.
Let me ask what you think about Taylor's mom. She had a huge glow up from last season. She delivered the JC Styles present. What do you think about her presence on the show?
So I actually knew about her makeover because someone had sent me a message. It was probably over a year ago now.
Mm,
And I had put that out there. I think I put it out there once. It was kind of out there already, I think in a video, because I didn't want to. I hate talking about people's appearances. Like to each their own,
hmm
I always say, because I've seen so much discourse about some of the wives' like appearances before and after. And then like I think if you do it and it makes you feel better, like to each their own. I'm not gonna judge you for that. I mean, I think she looks great. I don't I think the whole like her showing up to the Christmas party, I literally rolled my eyes because I'm like, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
I do think that was probably a lot of production's part too, because I think they probably wanted like Taylor to crash it, but I don't think Taylor wanted to do that. She was probably like, I'm not doing that.
Well,
Like
someone
that's
had to deliver the present.
someone had to, yeah, someone had to, and it was Leanne. Yeah, that was interesting. I think like with Taylor's family, and I've posted a video on this, like watching that barbecue scene, I just couldn't get past it because I'm like, I cannot imagine being Taylor and sitting there with your family and they're defending the guy that literally cheated on you and you just found out 2 years later. I was like, what is going on? Like, am I in a like parallel world? I don't know. But
Yeah.
I hope maybe they also watch this stuff back and are like, oh, like that wasn't right, and maybe like right their wrongs. I know Taylor went online and like defended her family and said like they're always there for me, but like honestly, they should be the ones like putting out public apologies towards her. It's my opinion.
I liked Taylor's sister. I feel like she
Yes,
was the moral
Aspen.
compass. Aspen, she really let the ground run.
Yeah,
She just like said the truth.
yeah, and she has like a good head on her shoulders. She literally told her like, guys should not be together. You should not be sleeping with him. Like there has to be outside. Like that's who Taylor should listen to. I'm like, please listen to Aspen.
Does Aspen have like a TikTok? Is she an influencer?
Yeah, Aspen has a TikTok. She has a boutique, like an online boutique.
Ooh.
We follow each other on TikTok. She has cute clothes on it. She goes live a lot and will show people like the clothes, and during those lives sometimes she'll say certain things. She doesn't give too much tea because a lot of people will be like, "Oh, you only do all this because of your sister," and I feel like she wants to kind of like have her own thing, which I
Hmm.
respect. I mean, and she does. She's like, "Yeah, like I mean, if people will start buying stuff, like yeah, go for it because of my sister. Why not?"
For sure.
But yeah, I like Aspen a lot. I think she's like down to earth, but also like logical. And
Hmm.
but she also like has Taylor's back. And I feel like there needs to be more of that because like honestly, a lot of people don't like this season when Layla told her like, "Oh, I'm gonna defend you like at the Sinners and Saints party," and then no one, it was crickets, and I'm like, that's like she needs a friend that's gonna be like, hello, piss me off.
I know, and I hope Layla gets put in the hot seat at the reunion. And I wonder what the girls think about her showing that with the text messages, because, like, yes, Layla was like helping everyone know the truth, which I think is great for everyone to know what your friends are saying about you behind your back. But it also was like you can't show text. Like that's also like a
Yeah,
no, like a rule. Like it's personal. So Layla was
yeah.
messy. The last person we have to talk about before we go is Miranda. She was really sweet. I thought she brought something different to the show in the beginning, and then not that she fell flat, but she's a really chill girl. Like she's
So
chiller
chill.
than all of them. Do you think her presence is needed on the show? And what do you think about her and Chase? Do we want to see him back in future seasons?
Okay. Well, personally, I'll give my. I like Chase has been in my comment section. I could not tell you the amount of times.
Hmm.
You know when we went live the other day, apparently he was there. I didn't. Someone's like, "Oh, you didn't notice," but he said hi. I'm like, "It's fine. Of course he was here. I'm not surprised." I think I don't like when it's so obvious and someone makes it so obvious that they're just doing something for attention or for
Hmm.
clout, and that bothers me so. At least try to be like more subtle about it, you know? So I don't think the show needs Chase. I mean, because at this point, I don't want to talk about the swinging anymore. It's been years. Like they forgave each other. The truth is out. We're done. I hope it
Hmm.
never is brought up anymore. I think Miranda was definitely, and I don't blame her. Like she was very chill and non-confrontational because she didn't want to stir anything up. She wasn't really even in mom talk when she came. But what I would really love to see, because I do think Taylor and Miranda had such a strong friendship, like before all the whole swinging and it all fell apart. I would like to see them come back together because I do feel like they're much closer now than when what we saw in season two, because obviously that was filmed a while back. So I would like to see that, and I would like to see someone. And I mean, Macy always has like Taylor's back as well as Michaela, so like she does have people that have her back. But you know how Macy and Michaela are like so tight. I want to see like Taylor and Miranda. I do feel like they could get back to that. And I'm surprised I'm saying this because before, like Miranda, I was just like, why is she even going on the show? But after seeing her and hearing her on the Vile Files, I feel like it. I just understood her so much more. She finally like was very clear with her answers and what happened and why she
Hmm.
felt a certain way. So I think Miranda should stay. I'm kind of excited to see her evolve within the mom talk world. I think she'll probably bring more drama because once you get more comfortable in the show, I think like your real personality will come out more.
Uh-huh.
So I'm here for it.
But also, I feel like Miranda, like, I don't want her to be a follower because it felt like she was making relationships with all the
Yes.
women when she was on the outs. Like, she was helping Jen, she was getting to know Whitney, Demi. So I hope that now that maybe since she's been accepted into Taylor's group with Jesse, whatever, that she still doesn't disregard those friendships. I feel like she needs to be
Well,
more, she needs to give
well, I
everyone a chance.
Yeah, but I think like her and Whitney's friendship is done with now because they like who said it? One of the girls on a recent podcast, I can't remember. They were like, well, Whitney and like Whitney and Miranda, like Whitney went right for Miranda when Miranda came and like got really close to her. But the moment she became friends with Demi, she dropped Miranda. Like she stopped
Mm,
talking to her. So it was just like it's obviously like it's almost like a business friendship. Like I need a friend on the show and it's gonna be you. But Miranda said she thought it was genuine friendship up until now when she realized like
okay.
so I think Miranda is genuine with it, and like for her, she's coming back into a group of friends, like where Taylor is like one of the main people, and they weren't where they were supposed to be at. So she was just trying to like build relationships. So I don't blame her for doing that, but I do hope, yeah, I hope she's more like herself. And I do think you see that in some aspects, like when Chase was at the party, and obviously Chase and Miranda,
True.
they're co-parents. She literally went up to him and she's like, "Get out!" And you saw like her, like she like, "Get out!" Like you're causing too much. And I love that. I'm like, yes, this is what I want to see. And it's just her being her. I don't think she thought of it. You know, it's just an action like in the moment.
I agree. I thought she was really great at that Halloween party. Just like with all the chaos, Miranda was like that calm voice, and she is really normal.
Yes.
So I like her a lot, and I hope that she stays on the show. But I don't know if she'll stay on forever, right? Like if there's a season
Yeah,
10, I
I
don't
don't know
see her on
either.
it. But
Yeah.
Camille, her other friend, so Camille said that she didn't want to do the show on her TikTok because she's just too sensitive. She doesn't like TV. She's boring. But I think Camille should just film one scene for the next season, just
Yeah,
one.
like or Camille could be like a friend of and like see how it is. But like I totally under because when I watch Camille's videos, like she does seem like it's a normal life, you know. She's just showing us like her normal life, nothing crazy. And I do feel like some people think like, oh, if I'm on reality TV, then I need to bring all this drama. And honestly, like that
You
could be
don't
like
have
life.
to.
Yeah, like it could be like ruining to your relationship, and people are afraid of that. I don't blame them. Like I actually respect that. 'Cause I'm like, yeah, I mean, it makes sense. And I think
Yeah.
some of these women, like Taylor, is already going through so much drama, so it's just so great for TV, you know?
Mm.
So yeah, but you do need to bring drama. So I get both, but I do think she should be like a friend of on the show, get a taste of it. Maybe she likes it. Maybe it works out well for her. Who knows?
For sure. Steph, it has been so much fun to get to know you and chat with
Yes.
you today. We've been mutuals for probably 3 years.
I know.
So it's nice to finally get to know you better. I love your content and I look forward to
Thank
seeing
you.
more of it coming up. So where can everybody find you and follow you?
It is at Steph with the Deets, STEPHWITHDADEETS. Wow, that's really long. That's my handle for like everything on TikTok, IG, YouTube. I do like YouTube Shorts.
Mhm.
So that's where you can find me.
Perfect. I love it. Everybody go follow Steph and like and comment down below, subscribe, and we will see you guys in the next one.
Thank you.
Bye. Of
Bye.
course.